Alright, so there's been quite a lot of stuff going on with Ark recently, and I didn't want to make this video.
He is not on a permanent ban anymore.
You see these sporadically on the channel regarding Ark because the situation never really changes, so...
Talk about Studio Wildcard, who is the developer of Ark.
Well, but then frequently we always have to talk about the shit side of the game.
Everybody, welcome to the Streisand Effect. It's Az here from Heel vs Babyface. It's going to be about games companies that try and silence people and end up just shining a bigger spotlight on their stupidity.
For you to let you guys know, we did it. It is possible. There are power in numbers. We came together as a community and said, no, Studio Wildcard, this was unjust. You need to look at this in a logical manner and see that it's unjust, because we are not gonna back down and we are gonna stand with H.O.D Gaming no matter what.
So, after the absolute storm we created, I'm unbanned, and it was all thanks to you guys. Let me make that so abundantly clear. But this isn't the end, because this is about everyone, and not just one person making themselves heard. Far from it. So, to begin with, the statement was very vague and implied the issue is improving. In my opinion, it's not. It's honestly getting worse, and from my experience getting mesh, it took about 7 days to get a response. In that time, the base was gone due to the meshes. And I'm not alone. Today we talk about you guys and the underlying issue that also relates to meshing and exploiting in Ark, and that is the response time from the devs, which is simply unacceptable, and we're going to explore further. First we'll start with the comparison of another game called Rust, which is very similar to Ark, and I messaged one of its massive content creators, and this is what he had to say. So as you can see, Rust has a much quicker response time than Ark does to exploiters and cheaters. And I feel Ark needs to really lift their game. It was actually 8 days for me to get a response, and when I got responded to, they didn't actually even say what they did, or the person had been caught, and I've actually now got evidence that this guy is still on official servers causing havoc. Somebody literally linked me some screenshots of this guy, Barack, who is still on official servers and still cheating and exploiting. At this very moment, he hasn't been banned. And as I mentioned, this video is about you guys. And now we're going to look at another guy who lost his base to meshing. I'm going to link to a clip of Shane's video, which he did recently, and this is what people have to deal with on a daily basis in Ark.
I'm going to support H.O.D as much as I can, and do this video to try and, you know, put out the frustration that we all have. But guys, I'm going to show you a clip right now, and this clip is about the last 1 minute of the video that he took of Shadow Play. This video, by the way, this video has actually been sent to the dev team, saying that this guy has been meshing. He got the implant of the person. He got perfect video proof of him coming out of the mesh into his base with sleeping bags. That's another thing. Sleeping bags should not be allowed to be placed in enemy foundation area. Sent all that information, all that. Nothing got done about it. And then this guy then got meshed after that properly and lost his complete ice cave base because of it. But yet they go and ban somebody that makes a video exposing all these mesh problems. As you can see in the video, guys, you really need to revamp who you have in your team, because fuck me, this game could be like one of the best games, is one of the best games. I've spent 5,700 hours on this fucking game, enjoying it, loving it. I still actually love the game, besides obviously the problems with it. I still love the game, I still spend hours on the game. But you guys really need to pull your fucking finger out. I apologize for all the swearing, but I am tilted beyond tilt.
You see, in the time it takes for the devs to even respond to people, they lose their base to these exploiters and cheaters, and they've worked thousands of hours for these bases. These bases don't just pop out of thin air. They take a lot of investment, blood, sweat and tears, you know. This game requires way too much of our time as is to lose it to this sort of bullshit. And then for the devs to come out with a post saying they've improved it recently, it's not evident when you're playing on these servers, which is one thing the devs don't do and they really should do. Because if they played on their servers properly, they would realize the state of this game. And so you see, the whole ban and unban process just goes to show the nature of wildcard. And if no one makes a fuss, they ignore it, or they take a long time to get around to it. But if we can stand up and say we won't take it, they can't ignore it. And that's what H.O.D did on Reddit, and I want to thank you guys in the community for standing up and saying, no, this isn't acceptable. I'm going to list off a few people. Kishko, Get Jack, Vindactor, Apex, Lucky by Nature, J Plays Games, BioLaser, Bam, Shane the Shadow, Healverse Baby. There's heaps of others I've probably missed, but I just want to thank you guys for the support, because if we don't stand up and bring out our voices and say it's not acceptable, they will get away with this poor system that's currently in place. It takes far too much time investment to lose it to a poorly written game. If the devs cannot police their official servers, they should not have official servers. It is as simple as that. If they have too many servers, they should cull a heap of the servers. You know, it's not our fault as the players. We shouldn't have to face the brunt of this. It's on the devs to fix this, not us. So this next clip further reinforces my point. There's a guy called Rassidon, and I've been talking to him about the time that he got banned on official servers for building a base that wasn't in the mesh. The devs then changed the map, and they made it so his base was in the mesh after the update. And then 2 weeks later, his tribe got banned for apparently building in the mesh because they left their structures where they were built. And the devs, the ban handlers, they didn't even listen to what he was saying in his message. They didn't even read it. What's the point of reporting like this? They just said, thanks for reaching out, this ban was put in place due to the base that was built outside the mesh, which Rassilon explained wasn't outside the mesh until the map was updated. So it wasn't his fault. And it's just unbelievable that this happened. I cannot believe that this happened and that the devs are getting away with this. He built in a spot that wasn't out of the mesh, the devs updated the map, then it was in the mesh, and he got banned for this. For building in the mesh after the update. Now Rassilon continually inquired as to why this is happening and explained what had happened, and got no response. They continued to close his messages and would not interact further with it until months later he was miraculously unbanned. How interesting. And conveniently a dev was in another tribe on the server just before the wipe. Probably a tribe that they had some issues with, maybe conveniently got them banned, who knows. But you see where I'm going with this. So I'm calling out Captain Morgan for absolute shittery in policing the servers. This guy should not be in enforcement. If you watch this video, devs, get rid of this guy and make sure your enforcement team is actually doing their job and reading the messages we are posting and acting on them in a timely fashion, because this is unbelievable. Rassilon lost thousands of hours of work to somebody else's issue, to a game issue that was caused by the devs updating the map without notice. And he still receives no response. I just cannot fathom that Wildcard can get away with this. And they're not going to get away with this any longer, because we're going to speak out on this as a community. So this is going to be a wrap to this saga. I've given you my tips on how to fix the meshing issues, temporarily at least, devs. Get rid of the climbing peaks. I made a post about this 5-6 months ago, even longer, and that would have fixed the root cause of half this mesh issue. I just hate this argument that people keep coming back with, and they say, well, that won't fix everything. It'll fix half the issues. Fix this, and then also fix your policing team and increase your response times and actually read what we are saying to you. Please, devs, please just listen to us as a community. We play your game for thousands of hours on end, and we lose our stuff when you guys don't pick up your game. This is on you, this is not on us. And I'm going to be taking a break from Ark, guys, for the foreseeable future until I see something done about this, because I'm literally just so over it. I just cannot stand to play this game, knowing that the devs do people over like this on a daily basis and are not responding to these tickets of people losing thousands of hours of work. I just don't think they realize the gravity of the situation the player base is in, and how much investment we actually put into this game to lose to exploiters and hackers and cheaters. Not just to poor in-game mechanics, but also external mechanics of a poor policing team, except for Valor. He's obviously a legend. Sorry, Valor. I've caused you any issues. But, man, something needs to be done, Wildcard. And thanks to Sed as well, he reached out today, so hopefully, guys, we're going to make some movements here. We're going to get something done. If you guys ever have clips of you getting meshed, if you have anything like this happening to you, send it to me, send it to someone else in the community, and if the devs aren't going to do anything about it, we will make it public, and we'll make a mesh hunter's Discord or something like that, but hopefully we don't have to. Okay, I'm done.